You know, worth is one of the primary needs. The understanding of worth is one of the primary needs in every individual's life. There's not a human that hasn't been affected by the feelings of unworthiness, the insecurity that is bred in us when we realize that we don't always measure up to someone's standards, that quite often people are disappointed in us. In fact, in ourselves, we've become very disappointed. We see what society says is good looking. We see what society has deemed to be worthy of applause. And we look in the mirror and we see more than others see about ourselves. We see all the imperfections, all the things that don't measure up to society's idea of worthiness. In the church, we've been taught that we are unworthy, and it's been drilled into us how unworthy we are. And yet, what the Bible teaches is really not that you're unworthy. The Bible teaches that, yes, you are undeserving of God's great love for you, but that He considered you worth the price that He paid. There's a painting of Picasso's that sold in the year 2000 for a cool $55 million. $55 million. Now, it's called A Plain Woman with Folded Arms. And when I first saw it, I'm going to tell you, if I'd seen it at a flea market for $5, I wouldn't have bought it. Because it's, in my opinion, not only a plain woman, but an ugly woman with folded arms. Certainly not worth $55 million. But guess what? I would have been the fool to have not paid $5 for that painting, because it was worth $55 million in 2000. Here we are, 2016. It's probably a cool $80 million now that painting is worth. The worth of something is ultimately determined not by a pooling of everyone's opinion, but it's determined by what someone is willing to pay for it. And I just want to encourage you today that your worth is not determined by what people think of you or even what you think of yourself. Your worth has been determined by the fact that God Almighty was willing to pay heaven's best. Jesus gave His life for you, not because you were unworthy, but because He deemed you, considered you to be worth His blood, His life. And if you'll learn to live in this revelation, it'll change everything about how you live. So today, look in that mirror and smile, not because you may like everything you see, but smile because God, the great Creator, He looked at you and said, she's worth my blood. He's worth my life. And if God considers you worth it, then you should consider yourself the way God considers you.